Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Broncos urged to sign former Cowboys starter to fill biggest weakness. Denver Broncos safety Brandon Jones is sidelined for roughly 2 weeks with a hamstring injury, per 9 News, Mike Kliss on July 27. The Broncos worked out several options in free agency but did not sign any. Even with Jones expected to return, Bleacher Report's scouting department ranks safety number 1 among the Broncos' biggest weaknesses. They argue for pursuing veteran Jayron Kearse to address the issue. The Broncos' defense gave up the 3rd highest passer rating in the league last season. Yet the only change they've made at safety is to release Justin Simmons and sign Brandon Jones. There's nothing wrong with going younger at the position, but it would be good to add a solid veteran who can give them a high floor at the position, Bleacher Report wrote on July 31. Jayron Kearse is a good target. He's been a solid starter for multiple teams running multiple schemes. Kearse, 30, was a 7th-round pick by the Minnesota Vikings in the 2016 draft. He spent his first 4 NFL seasons with the Vikings. Kearse spent his entire Vikings tenure as a backup with 5 starts in 62 total appearances. He bounced between the Baltimore Ravens and Detroit Lions after free agency in 2021. Kearse has not appeared in a full slate of regular season games since the 2018 season. He was also suspended for 3 games in 2020 after a DWI in October 2019. Detroit Lions safety Jayron Kearse has been suspended 3 games by the NFL for violation of its substance abuse policy, Michael Rothstein reported for ESPN in July 2020. Kearse was charged with DWI and carrying a firearm without a permit last October, when he was with the Vikings. Kearse apologized for his actions back in October, saying the arrest is not a reflection of who I am as a person. The 6'4" safety signed with the Dallas Cowboys in 2021 after ending the 2020 season on the Ravens practice squad. He recorded 72 total tackles, 4 pass deflections, 1.5 sacks, and 1 interception with Dallas in 2023. He started 42 of his 46 appearances for the Cowboys. Kearse is coming off a 2-year, $10 million contract and has earned $15.2 million in his career, per Over the Cap. It is unclear how his age and the current point of the NFL calendar will impact his asking price in free agency. The Broncos have $7.7 million in cap space but can still create more by restructuring the contracts of players like DJ Jones and Garrett Bowles. Denver might not feel compelled to pounce with the depth they have, even if it isn't proven. Biggest surprises and disappointments from Week 1 of training camp. The Dallas Cowboys are enjoying an off day on Thursday, August 1, as a new month kicks off, but 1 week of training camp is already in the books. There have been plenty of storylines to follow, most notably the contract drama hanging over the heads of the organization as CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott seek new deals, but there has also been action on the field that is catching everyone's eye. Some players are exceeding expectations, while others have yet to break out, so let's take a look at some of the biggest takeaways from the first week in Oxnard. July 30, 2024, Oxnard, California, USA, Dallas Cowboys offensive tackle Tyler Guyton, 60, blocks during training camp at the River Ridge playing fields in Oxnard, California. Jason Parkhurst USA Today Sports first-round pick Tyler Guyton didn't start off with the first-team unit, but after a few days of practice he was getting first-team reps. So far, he has not disappointed. Guyton has gone head-to-head with Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, proving he can hold his own against some of the league's best. Following the team's first padded practice, veterans were singing the 6'7", 330-pound behemoth's praises. I've been truly impressed. It's not very often that you find a human being who measures how he does, 6'7", 330, and has light feet and can just move and just bully dudes. When he really becomes confident and gets the playbook down and does all that stuff, the sky is truly the limit for him and his development, former first-round pick Tyler Smith told John Machota of The Athletic. They say iron sharpens iron, so it will be exciting to see how Guyton continues to develop going against an all-pro like Parsons day in and day out in practice. One of the top positional battles entering training camp for the Cowboys was WR3. Outside of CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks, the Cowboys had a stable of unproven players. But, with Lamb holding out of training camp, there have been even more opportunities for the younger players to step up, and they have done just that. Jalen Tolbert, who entered camp as the favorite to win the job, has been a standout since the opening day of practice. He and Prescott worked out together in the offseason, and their chemistry is clear. Then, there are surprise players stepping up like Tyron Billy Johnson. The former Oklahoma State receiver has made several stops around the league, including brief stints with the Houston Texans, Buffalo Bills, Carolina Panthers, Los Angeles Chargers, Jacksonville Jaguars, Las Vegas Raiders, Cincinnati Bengals, and San Francisco 49ers during his 3-year career. But now, in Dallas, he's making the most of his opportunity. He just can't stop getting open. Micah Parsons discusses his future with the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are in the middle of trying to get long-term deals worked out with quarterback Dak Prescott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. However, there's also all-pro edge rusher / linebacker Micah Parsons that's due for a huge payday soon. His situation is a little different since the Cowboys exercised his 5th-year option, which will keep him under contract through 2025, while Prescott and Lamb can test the free agent market next offseason. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that Dallas, despite the frustrating philosophy they have when it comes to contracts, will make Parsons the highest-paid defensive player in the league when it's all said and done. Parsons addressed the media after a recent training camp practice, and he made it clear what his future plans are. When you talk about career and legacy, I don't think there's a better career you can have than when you're playing for the Star and you have a chance to be the best with the Star and you retire a Cowboy, Parsons said. You look at Jason Witten, you look at Michael Irvin, you look at Emmitt Smith, you see they're still in the community, still active. The Star holds so much weight and the legacy that brings. Look at Charles Haley, he still bothers me in the locker room every week. There's nothing like wearing the Star when you do it the right way. So in terms of being here, I want to be here my whole life. I plan on building a house here and being in Dallas forever. I love the city. I love the community. I love for what it stands for. Parsons has been the epitome of dominance and consistency since entering the NFL. He's amassed 40.5 sacks over his first 3 seasons, while also racking up 260 pressures, 169 hurries, and 89 quarterback hits. It's not just the edge where Parsons is effective either, as he can rush from the interior with his speed, power, and athleticism, plus he roams sideline to sideline and makes plays in space when he's performing as a linebacker. With a commodity like Parsons, the Cowboys simply have no choice but to get him the bag, as they say. The guy simply does too many things at a high level. Parsons understands that there's still time to get his financial situation taken care of, and instead, he's geared towards keeping up his reputation as arguably the league's best all-around defender. To be honest with you, I always told you guys, the contract stuff will always take care of itself, Parsons said. Winning games is what I need to take care of. I focus on winning games and making plays and getting sacks. Jerry can meet up with my agent later and they handle all that other stuff. I don't know how that goes. I'm on my first deal, and I know I got 2 years left here, so I'm going to try to maximize those as much as possible. The Cowboys are operating under new leadership at the defensive coordinator spot, with Mike Zimmer back for a second stint with the organization. Of course, that means that Parsons and his teammates have to get in the classroom and learn a new scheme and philosophy. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Micah Parsons? Leave your opinion in the comments.